Hello, and welcome back to Helo's World, the Railroad Reseller. My name is Chris. I'm from Christiansburg, Virginia, which is close to Blacksburg, Virginia, the home of the Virginia Tech Hokies. Before I start this video, I'd like to give a shout out. I recently bought some shorts from a nice lady. Very Nice Finds is the name of the store. I'm going to put a link down below. She says she's a viewer of the show. So anytime I can give a pump out to a viewer or something, I'm going to do it. I appreciate the shorts I bought off of you. I appreciate your excellent service. Now on to the show. And what I want to talk about today's episode. Today, I'm going to be talking about sourcing and rabbit holes. But most importantly, I'm going to talk about the biggest mistake I've ever made in reselling. And it's not going to be the $200 toy I left behind at a yard sale. It was only $2. But I want to talk about, first of all, maybe sourcing. And kind of, there's two things of sourcing I think that is very important. I think it's very important to have stuff that people use every day or something that's very seasonal. Like these pair of shorts I sold to a lady. Gloria Vanderbilt shorts. Now they're important right now. They're very needed right now. So source shorts is what I'm saying. Source items that are needed for now. Your short sleeve shirts, your shorts, any type of summer type item you need to be sourcing. But, and this is a big but, my friend Paige, the one foot flipper, recently sourced this 1983 poster of the Miss Universe pageant. Now, I think it's very important to have unique, one of a kind items as well. Now, will it take him a while to sell this item? Probably so. But will he get a good price for it? Probably so. Because the person looking for this type of item is looking for something very unique. And this is a very unique item. It has artwork, it has Miss Universe. There's actually a lot of different things an item like this is important. So definitely when you're sourcing, look for two things, I believe. The common everyday stuff that somebody just will go through. And then something that's just really unique, that really sticks out. Those are the two most important things I think when it comes to sourcing you need to consider. Is something every day, and then something unique, something that brings people into your store. What I'm going to do now is go over some what sold and then continue on. Okay, let's go over some things that sold. Sold this tie here. It's Robert Talbert, first class. It's 100% silk. Kind of used an odd key word. I decided to use the word Fruit Loops. I kind of looked up some stuff on ties, what kind of keywords people were using on ties. And I used the word Fruit Loops. I don't know if it helped sell it or not, but $19.99 plus shipping on the tie. It's a great return on the 99-cent tie. Like I say, if you see what I do here, I have a tie bin, and then they're all like this. And, of course, the pattern's easy to pick out. But that's how I organize my ties. Sold two Michael J. Fox BHS here, $5.99 plus shipping. That was just out of the free box. Sometimes when I get something free or I buy a box of stuff, I'm willing to list lower price stuff because I don't really have nothing in it or I've done made my money or whatever. Sold a Philadelphia Flyers hat. This is a lot. I paid $120 for. This is the first hat to sell at a lot. $12 plus shipping. I'll need to get the bigger boys to hit to help pay me back. Bought this DVD just to watch. I have a Saturday movie that I usually watch. I pick up something at a yard sale to watch, and then I watch it, and then I try to sell it. $375 plus shipping. Sold this Nintendo. Now, this is the old Jedi trick that I use. I got the Nintendo Classic here. Paid $15, got about $50 plus shipping. What I'm saying when I say the old Jedi trick, one of the old things that's in like 99% of everybody's YouTube videos at some point was, go ask them if they've got video games. Go ask them if they've got video games. So I was the first one at the sale. There was a kid there, and a mother and stuff. So they were like, anything you're looking for? So I said, heck with it. Said video games. She brought that out. It worked. It was fun to play for a few minutes. I wish. The only thing that really stinks about that particular version, the cords are really short. So somebody, the purchaser, is going to buy longer cords to really help that out. It's got everything ready to go, but they're going to need some kind of extensions or whatever. Anyway, last item is these Under Armour shorts, size 38, purple, very Barney purple. $17 plus shipping. This was $1 pickup at a yard sale. Good deal. Okay, so I want to talk about probably what the biggest mistake I've ever made with reselling. And that's going to be actually pretty easy. I started selling in around 1999. And really reason I only sold on eBay is I got myself in some debt. So I was trying to sell off some of the coins I had to help me get out of debt. And that's how I started reselling. I probably was losing money some, gaining money some. I just needed to pay off bills. So that's why I sold on eBay was coins. And back then it was so interesting. You get an envelope sometimes with $17.51, literally $17, 2/4 and a penny, and an address to send your item to. Definitely different times back then. But then I would sell video game here, there, and yonder. I knew video games sold for money. We used to have a little flea market near me called Happy's. And Happy's, you could get games and stuff. And a lot of times, I can remember this day, Halo for Xbox, the original Halo. You could get $20 for it at one time. And I could buy it for $5. So I can't tell you how many times I sold Halo. I bought Halo for $5 and sold it for $20. It happened quite a few. But then I got laid off from work in 2009. Now, I work at Volvo Trucks. It's with the par for the industry. Any type of automotive stuff, at some point, you're probably going to see a layoff. It's just part of the cycle. It's not if, it's when. And if you have worked at a place like that and you've not been laid off, well, congratulations. Anyway, I got laid off in 2009. The economy was bad and stuff. But I thought about what could I do to make money. And so I decided I was going to yard sell. And back then, you didn't have all the $20,000 and all this mess. And it was what it was. So I just went around yard selling, and all I really knew, to be honest with you, was the DVDs and games and stuff. DVDs used to be quite a bit of DVDs used to be worth money. Any of the Disney, I can remember getting I think it was a Black Diamond DVD at a pawn shop one time. I got like $46 plus shipping back then for like a $4 DVD at the pawn shop. And that's before they sold on eBay, and now you couldn't buy the thing there if you like depended on it. But I worked that summer. I got called back in late August. So I was off from April to August, which was perfect. I could run and do yard sales. And but now when I got called back in August, I quit. I quit selling on eBay. I was actually at the time coupon reselling. Actually, I'd got more into coupons, so I went down that road. And I really shouldn't have done that. I should have kept on selling with eBay. What I was doing at the time too, I want to explain to you. I did everything auction. I'm not sure if buy it now was the thing at that point. I was probably pretty naive to it if it was a thing. I did everything on auction, so sometimes you did really good, and sometimes you could literally sell the same item. Say this WrestleMania 5 VHS here I've got. You could list this. I mean, you could do it. I always started everything like 99 cents. Sometimes it would sell for $14.99, and other times it would sell for $18.99. It was really crazy. And I would end all my auctions. I would try to end all my auctions on Saturday night, I think, back then. I think that was the goal. That way everybody could pay on Sunday. And then Monday I could ship out. And even back then I remember having a couple crates full of stuff to ship. And like I say, my biggest regret, my biggest mistake was when I got called back to work off layoff, was giving up on eBay. I mean, imagine the things I could have done. Imagine the stuff I could have found because a competition wouldn't have been there. You know, there would have been a few guys doing here, there, and yonder, but the competition would have been nowhere near like it was. So that's my biggest mistake, was quitting. And then, of course, coming back in 17. Now, between 09 and 17, once again, if I see a video game here, there, yonder, I didn't necessarily knock down the doors of the Goodwill or go to tons of yard sales. But if I seen something that just caught my eye, of course, I bought it. I resold it. But like I said, my biggest mistake was quitting in 09. Okay, let's go over some things that sold. Sold this little solar panel here. I picked it up at a yard sale for $4. We got $19.99 plus shipping. I think you'll be able to use this for cooking and camping and type stuff like that. When you're out there, you can get some sun to power some of your stuff. Sold a little plush here, Rugrats. Picked this up for 50 cents at a yard sale. It was in a little baggie just like this. The guy took care of his stuff, so I thought, well, I'll pick it up for 50 cents. I think we got $9.99 plus shipping. Sold this Darrell Walter pad here. We got $15 plus shipping. Vintage trucker, snapback, mesh type hat. Sold this Wendy's employee type shirt. Employee clothing sales. Employee apron sale. Employee visors sale. I think this is just like a large. We're talking about $10 plus shipping. People need them for their employers don't give them enough outfits as it is. They want an extra. Sometimes people also use them to dress up, stuff like that. They want to be a Wendy's employee for some reason. Sold this Polo Ralph Lauren purple striped shirt. It's a smaller size, 15, 34, 35, $12. Well, about like $11 plus shipping on the Polo Ralph Lauren. So the last thing I really want to talk to today is rabbit holes. Now you might say to yourself, rabbit holes. What do you mean by rabbit holes? Well, I think it's important sometimes to have certain items in your store just to draw people in. They may not end up buying your item. Like I bought recently some Versace eyeglasses, okay? What you can do in those cases, if you like the frames, you can get your prescription put in those glasses, and you have a pair of Versace glasses, like, prescription. Some people like stuff like that. We're all different. But anyway, I feel like it's important. Most time I try to keep an item I think of importance in the store to kind of draw people in. They can be searching for Versace. They could click on mine because mine's going to be one of the cheaper ones in the bunch because I know my set's not fancy. Anyway, they'll click on one of mine and maybe not, maybe they don't stop there. Because I have a habit, I can tell you this, I can have a habit of clicking on something and I end up buying something else. Or I end up buying something, on some totally different store. I didn't even know I was going to do the thing I was going to originally do. And I think it's important to have, once again, like I talked about earlier in the video with sourcing, I think it's important to have items that catch people's eyes. So when they go down a rabbit hole, because I catch myself going down rabbit holes. Rabbit holes with, say, Netflix, rabbit holes with YouTube. If you do that with those two items, you're sure as heck going to do it with eBay. I have found myself with Amazon before. The way I do with Amazon, say, What I do is I charge stuff with Discover. Now, I pay it off on a monthly basis, but I do charge stuff on Discover, stuff I need, hotel rooms, etc. Okay, when it gets to $35, that's the level where Amazon does it for free. I don't have Prime. I would have no use for Prime. But when it gets $35, then I go on Amazon and shop $35 worth and get, and sometimes it's 40 depending on that. But sometimes you end up down a rabbit hole. Usually I end up getting some labels. I really like the Amazon, like the labels that sell on Amazon for my eBay, but I get a couple other things. But it's hard to tell what I will buy at the end of the day to supplement that $40. And, people get eBay gift cards and stuff. They don't know, they may not start initially out with knowing what they're going to purchase. So people go down rabbit holes sometimes. And sometimes it's nice if you have something that catches their eye, like I said, the Versace or some kind of name brand something that kind of catches their eye. Maybe some crazy looking shirt. Maybe some Homer Simpson Christmas type thing. Something that catches their eye. If you like people who talk about rabbit holes, if you like people who talk about strange posters, if you like people who talk about making mistakes, why don't you subscribe to this channel? Why don't you give me a chance to make it to 1,000 subscribers? Comment below, what mistakes have you made in the past? Thank you very much, and have a great day.